I knew my relationship was toxic the day I apologized for dreaming. Not cheating, not lying, sleeping. And somehow I ended up apologizing for wanting peace. That was my thought at the time. Because if you don't laugh, you cry, right? That was my first clue. I laughed it off at the time. You cry, right? But here's the thing, that wasn't love, that was emotional gymnastics. And the wild part, I didn't even realize I was competing. That's the scary thing about toxic relationships. They don't feel toxic at first. This feels normal now.
Yeah, familiar.
Almost funny, right?
Definitely. Until one day, you wake up tired, not physically, but emotionally, and that's when the real story begins.
Didn't escape my toxic relationship with strength. I escaped it with sarcasm and a laugh that sounded normal but felt completely broken inside. And today, I need to ask you something real. Can pain actually be turned into laughter? Because that question saved my life. Join me, because this story isn't just about relationships. It's about how easy it is to lose yourself while trying to keep someone else comfortable. It's about the signs we ignore because we're afraid of being alone. And before this story ends, I'll tell you the exact moment I realized staying was more dangerous than leaving. Stay with me, because the red flag I missed first is the one most people miss. Toxic relationships don't walk in announcing themselves. They don't come with warnings. They come with charm, attention, intensity that feels like love. At the beginning, I felt seen, chosen, important. Then slowly, that feeling changed. I started explaining myself more, defending harmless choices, measuring my words before I spoke. And one day, without realizing when it happened, I was walking on eggshells inside my own life. Have you ever felt like that? Here's why this matters more than people admit. Toxic relationships don't always break you loudly. They wear you down quietly. You don't collapse, you fade. Your energy drops, your confidence shrinks, your joy becomes conditional. You start thinking, I just need to try harder. If you've ever felt exhausted after doing absolutely nothing wrong, this story is for you. Manipulation was the first red flag. I'd share how I felt, and somehow the conversation flipped. I went in hurt, I came out apologizing. Are you sure that's what happened? You're remembering it wrong. You're too emotional. And slowly, I stopped trusting my instincts. I started checking my reactions before checking my reality. If someone makes you doubt your own feelings, that's not communication, that's control. Then came the constant negativity. It wasn't always obvious. Sometimes it was jokes, backhanded compliments, little comments that lingered longer than they should. I'd accomplish something, and instead of celebration, there was comparison. I'd be excited, and somehow that was annoying. Over time, I learned something terrifying. It was safer to dim my light than to deal with their reactions. And no relationship requires you to become smaller to survive. Constant criticism is exhausting. Every choice questioned, every mistake magnified, every success minimized. I started believing love meant correction. And then came the guilt. If they were upset, it was my fault. If they were unhappy, I carried the weight. If I needed space, I was selfish. That's how the loop works. You're responsible for their emotions, while they take no responsibility for yours. And that's when I started asking myself, what if I really am the problem? Let me say this clearly. If you're asking that question constantly, the relationship is the problem. Stay with me, because this next part is where everything shifted. My breaking point wasn't dramatic. No screaming, no big exit. It was quiet. I made a joke one day, a dark joke about my situation. Everyone laughed, and then I realized I was the funniest person in the room, and the saddest one too. That laugh echoed longer than it should have, and something inside me whispered, You can't keep living like this. That was the moment. Not anger, not hate, clarity, humor as healing. Here's where healing surprised me. It didn't start with crying, it started with humor. I started telling the stories out loud, finding the irony, laughing at how ridiculous some moments were, not to minimize the pain, but to reclaim it. Every joke was a release. Every laugh loosened the grip. Humor didn't erase the damage, but it gave me breathing room. And sometimes breathing is enough to keep going. Self-care and rebuilding. Leaving wasn't instant healing. It was messy, uncomfortable, lonely, but it was honest. I started doing small things for myself, painting badly, walking without headphones, sitting in silence without apologizing for it. And slowly, something changed. I trusted myself again. That trust became peace. That peace became strength. The universal moment. Your realization might look different. A friend telling you the truth, a therapist naming what you couldn't, a quiet night where the silence finally speaks. But when it happens, listen. Because choosing yourself is not selfish, it's survival. So let's recap. Toxic relationships often look like manipulation that feels like confusion, negativity disguised as honesty, criticism masked as care, guilt framed as love. Breaking free starts with awareness. Healing grows with self-love. And humor? That's how you take your power back. If this story sounded familiar, you're not weak, you're aware. Share your story in the comments. Someone needs to hear it. And if you're ready for more growth, more real talk, and healthier relationships, subscribe and check out the next video. You deserve peace. You deserve joy. And you deserve a love that doesn't cost you yourself. I'll see you in the next one.